Hello guys, just want to shoot a quick video here on flat roof ventilation. As you can see here, we have two different types of roofs. One with just tar paper and one with tar and chip. I'm not a roofing expert, but what I can tell right away by looking at this is a very old building, over 100 years old, that this is an addition. I'll send in a picture in the video of the underside. This is steel, corrugated steel, and that's wood. Good old, looks like 1 inch by 1 by 6 by maybe some of them are 8-footers, some of them are 10s. Regardless, same type of makeup whenever you're doing the rooftop ventilation for flat roofs. Now I'm not going to go into what you're looking for, like your loads with the air conditioning unit, standing water, condition of the roof, fire conditions, and all that other stuff. I'm going to leave that up to you to debate and talk about it amongst yourselves. All I want to do is just show you how we kind of determine our roof structures and how we would take a stab at it. So, and once again, you can discuss on how you want to get off your ladders onto the roof. You know, sounding the roof, making sure it's safe. Sounding the roof to find out which way your roof joists go, and everything else like that. I'll leave that up for you guys to debate. I'm just gonna go on about some stuff that I learned, and I really wanted to pass it on because there's so many firefighters out there passing on great information on YouTube, and I really want to try and maybe help someone learn something about these flat roofs. Okay, so as you can see, we have a corrugated steel with the almost like an MDF type cardboard material that's on top. Okay, there's 2 layers of it, and then they've got a tar, and then they throw down the stone. What we do is that we make our big cut nice and wide. Okay, make a nice big cut, and then we come inside with a steel blade, and then we plunge it down about 4 to 5 inches on the inside of our initial cut. That way we can really bury the blade as deep as we can and don't have to worry about the shield on the saw getting caught up in our high point. Once again, we did a quick assessment to find out which way these ribs were running. And then we knew that our main supports were running this way. So in this situation, the main support beams are running north-south. Our ribs are running east-west. And I'll show you quickly how we determine that. Because when you get up here and you just look at the roof when it's all full, obviously this is full of holes now, but if you want to kind of determine on which way those main joists are running so you don't cut through them. If it's real tough and you're under pressure to get that roof cut, just remember, these flat roofs are the same as peaked roofs. When you're on a peaked roof with a chainsaw and it hits that 2x4 or 2x6 roof truss or joist or 2x4, whatever you want to call it, that chainsaw wants to come up and over it. You allow the saw to come up and over it. You don't want to cut through it. Same thing here. When you're cutting east to west, or sorry, west to east here, when you come up onto that and you have your blade real deep, it's going to want to come up and over that. One of the little tricks that we come up with is that we always cut on the high side. Once we find out where our main roof supports are, so once again, this is running north-south, so we know that whenever we're going to cut east or west, that we stay in the high part, not the low part, because if we go down the low part, that's what's making contact with your roof joist or support. So we stay high, so it just takes a little less risk of us cutting right through that main support whenever we're in a hurry. So once again, you can see that we stayed high here and we didn't cut east-west in the valley. And then when we made our north-south cuts, we plunged that saw deep so we can make sure that our blade goes all the way through, because even a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of steel hanging on makes it very difficult to force that decking through. Now, you get up here, you always bring your tools, your set of irons and everything, and within just less than 20 seconds, I made this little square cut just with an axe, almost on that type of an angle. Very quick to get through that cardboard-like material. And then all I would do is just flip that up, and you'll be able to expose the roof decking, and then you know right away whichever way the ribs are running on a steel roof, whichever way those ribs are running, you know that those main supports are running in the opposite direction. So once again, we know that the ribs are running this way. We know the supports are going that way. Now, one little rule of thumb that we had too, that we kind of came up with. Now I know it's nothing new, but I know this is a pike pole, but we bring up our roof hook, our New York roof hook, and we go one length in and start our cuts. We started getting cheeky and started cutting very close to the edge, and as you can see, you end up running into problems. If you make that as your last cut, you're putting yourself in a real bad situation because that roof is dipped right down. If we stuck to the rule of thumb of leaving a roof hook length, which is about roughly 6 feet in from the edge, you would have more stability and hopefully maybe another support in here. This roof doesn't have any load on it, so these roof supports are about 6 to 7 feet apart because there's nothing on this roof, no air conditioning units or anything. Now down where those air conditioning units are, if we were to expose that roof, you might have these main support beams at every 4 feet, 2 feet, or whatever it is to be engineered. Anyways, I really hope that some stuff that I've shown you today will help you. Maybe there's something that you can learn, or maybe even better, something that you can discuss. One of the best things is that you can come up here without a power tool and do a lot of damage in a short period of time. So if you get sent up here and the saw won't start or anything like that, with an axe you can make short work. One other thing I just want to point out too is that you can clear this stone. If you know where you're going to cut, I would clear the stone. You can just take the side of your axe and you clear basically the area on where you want to cut. So when the saw comes up and starts cutting, less debris is going over the edge, makes a line on kind of an outline on where you want to cut, plus it's less work for the saw. Anyways, I really hope that I've touched on some information that you can use. Oh, and one more thing. All right, so very easy to pull this stuff up. There you go. Here's the roofing. If we were to look at that roofing material, it's like an MDF or like a cardboard, very light material. Problem is too, what we've had is that we've had a small fire around, say, a vent hole. The fire has gotten into this material because it's so dry. It's been up here forever. And then what it does is it burns along these channels. Axes do quick work. I just did this like in maybe 30 seconds. Okay, I'm down here now. Same type of makeup as the steel roof, but as we cut away that MDF, that cardboard-like material, you see underneath here is we have our wood planks. Now our saw that we have, and I'll put some pictures in, the blade that we have, you can plunge all the way through that material, like the tar paper, this cardboard-like material, and the wood all at the same time. The saw is a big enough saw. It's a 700 steel or 750 steel, I can't quite remember, but you can plunge all the way through. If it's working the saw too much, or you have a smaller saw, say a steel 400 or a 450, just cut the top layer off and then zing around it with the steel saw. So the same thing up here, right? Our saw is strong enough to go through both parts of that roofing material, through the tar paper, the MDF, and the steel, but you're not seeing what you're cutting, you're not too sure where the main supports are, it's all kind of dodgy. So really, for speed and efficiency, from our experience, is that you clear off that top MDF type material, and then you come in 3 to 4 inches and make your center cut with the steel saw, or you continue on with the main blade that you had, that you cut the top material. Anyways guys, good luck.